Hey folks, this is Nico Winstead with Palisade Realty. I'm going to bring to you San Diego's most recent housing market update for 2021. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 key market indicators that professionals like myself and informed consumers tend to use in order to gauge where they're at in any given market cycle. At the end of the video, we're going to talk about a couple of indicators to pay attention to potentially see the possibility for market correction and market shift. The first indicator that we discuss is median home sales price. Across San Diego County, for single-family homes, we had a median home sales price of $800,000, which is an increase of a little over 18% year over year from where we were at same time last year. Second market indicator that we look at is the number of home sales. Again, we saw a little over 18% as far as number of home sales, which puts San Diego County at a 1.5 month supply of unsold inventory. What that means is that we have actually that was a decline of about 32% year over year, so meaning that homes are selling faster now than they were the same time last year. Again, we'll discuss a little bit about the nature of those metrics in a moment. The third indicator that we take a look at, though, is notice of defaults. And so as we understand, there's been a moratorium in place. Forbearance plans are in effect, and they will have a huge milestone coming up in September. That milestone could, again, be postponed to a later date, but as of right now, it's showing September. And so at that time, if folks are not able to catch up on their payments, we could see inventory hitting the market coming from a lot of small landlords, but also homeowners that are still using those forbearance plans. Now, the fourth indicator that we look at, which is a very important indicator that we're going to talk about at the end of the video, is going to be new home building permits. We saw a very big year-over-year increase as far as new home building permits. We're talking about 58% year-over-year increase for new home building permits, meaning a lot of folks are building right now in San Diego County. I live in Pacific Beach. I can walk my dog about 3 blocks and I'll see about 4 to 6 projects depending on what blocks I walk. My family is also general contractors, and we specialize in properties by the coast, and so we have a lot of business as well. Our subcontractors are inundated with business as well. There's a lot of business going on because of all these new home building permits. Now, again, we'll talk about the significance of why that can change at the end of the video. The fifth indicator that we discuss is going to be interest rates. Interest rates historically has been a tool for the Federal Reserve to use in order to start to carve out market correction. And so what we're seeing right now is steady increases of the interest rates over a period of time. Interest rates are hovering around 3%. They were above 3% not too long ago. They were below 3% not too long ago. As of May of 2021, we're hovering around 2.96% as far as interest rates are concerned. And so what that means is that a homeowner right now can still borrow at record time lows. We don't know how long that is going to last. That is, again, a tool the Federal Reserve can use in order to influence market correction. Now, what all this is really packaging together to look like is that San Diego is a very competitive housing market. Sellers right now are very often, if it's listed correctly, getting over asking price for their property. We are very deep in a seller's market right now, very competitive for buyers. Buyers are having to essentially, I don't want to say bend over backwards, but it is very competitive in a lot of different neighborhoods in San Diego. Now, what we want to pay attention to is a couple of things. One, we could see inventory hitting the market. San Diego doesn't necessarily have a shortage of housing. It has a shortage of houses that are for sale. And so if we see more houses for sale, that could essentially influence the market, more inventory coming in. Again, it's not a for sure thing. We don't really know what that's going to look like, but it's something to pay attention to. The second thing that we want to pay attention to as well is that we saw a spike in new home building permits. And if it's news to you at this point, ask anybody in the business and they're going to agree 100%. The cost of materials has been going up steadily, and especially over the last 16, 18 months, it's been going up ferociously. Some material costs are up by over 1,000%, even within a 16-month period of time. And so although there are a huge number of new home building permits, ideally those homes do get built, but at the end of the day, that is an indicator that we want to pay attention to, because we understand that the expense is rising in order to actually build what you're pulling the permit for. Now, a lot of different metrics can feed into a market, and keep in mind that this same time last year we saw market dips. And so what that means is that once coronavirus really started to first show up in March, April, May of 2020, there was a lot of uncertainty in the market as to what was going to take place. A lot of people pulled back, and so we did see a drop within a lot of these metrics. Now, if you go into my channel and you see some of the other videos, I would recommend taking a look at that, and what you'll find is that we had drops in the metrics, and then around July we saw those metrics start to shoot back up and continue to accelerate from there. So what that means is that although these metrics seem like huge increases, we're talking about 18% year-over-year growth, in a lot of different, in a couple of key metrics that we have, the big thing to take away is that the same time last year the market was very uncertain, and so a lot of people did pull back. But moving forward, we're going to keep you posted, we're going to keep you informed, we're going to take good care of you. If you do have any questions, feel free to touch the link at the bottom of the description. My name's Nico with Palisade Realty. Happy to help.